guys, welcome back to another video where today we will be discussing my top 10 favorite poison type Pokemon. I have the list right there and I have another device here that shows the Pokemon. Now, before we get started, I don't know why on earth I'm doing this stuff. Before we get started, note that I don't hate any of these Pokemon, clearly. So if a Pokemon is at the bottom of the list, say number 10 through to 8, and there's one that is more odd to be higher up on the list, don't make any bad things in the comment because it's not meant to sound bad. It's just how I feel of their design or things. So I will say this now, there'll be some hated Pokemon in here, but I have 10 and 7 honorable mentions, let's say. So I have 17 poison type Pokemon, all fully evolved. Well, 16 fully evolved, one not. So let's just get straight into this video. With number 10 being focus, please. Nidoqueen. There you go. Din din din. Now, in all honesty, gonna let everything focus a bit. Now, yes, it seems weird that Nidoqueen would be on this list, but I just thought that Nidoqueen might be fun to have on the list, because it's most likely a different turn of events than you might see in some poison type Pokemon. So let's just, I'm trying to find the other Pokemon so I'm not just ignoring you guys. So, next Pokemon, I'm gonna have to find, I think, found him. So, number 9 goes to Scolipede. There you go. Yes, it's a bit odd that that Gen 5 Pokemon is on the list. Probably not that odd since it was the generation that introduced the most Pokemon. But I mainly got Scolipede because he is just a cool looking character. Because you have to admit, for bug poison type, that is pretty good. And yeah. Anyway, I don't think this next Pokemon will be on the list. And I'm just gonna search up the Pokemon in the thing. Oh yeah, I think it might be in the list though. Gen 6. Wait, why is... No, I'm gonna have to search it up. So... Nope, it's not on. It's not on the list. So, I'm gonna, while I try and find that up on the internet. Actually, yeah, I have a photo. So, number 8 is Mareanie. I do not know why I picked Mareanie. Probably because it's just a different choice, let's say. So it's nothing bad with Mareanie. Here we go, got one. That's Mareanie. Yeah. The reason why I'm showing you the pictures is in case you have no idea who those Pokemon are, but I'm still gonna show you. But yeah, I mainly chose Mareanie because that's the only Gen 7 poison type that I can think of off the top of my head. There's probably more. Yeah, definitely more types. So next one is really popular but unpopular in the Red and Blue games. Number 7 is Bulbasaur. Now, Bulbasaur, yes, I know it's a starter, however, I haven't played the first Red and Blue games, or Fire Red, or Leaf Green, but I have played X and Y, and when I picked that, I did pick Charmander just because I liked Charizard Y, Mega Charizard Y. But I never actually hated Bulbasaur. In fact, if I was to redo that now, I would most likely pick Bulbasaur over Charmander or Squirtle. And even in Pokemon Go, I picked Bulbasaur because I just feel like the Bulbasaur needs some more love. Being basically the original grass starter, and he's getting crowded and overshadowed by water and fire types, especially how he's Bulbasaur helps with the first two gyms, while Charmander gets destroyed in the first two gyms, and Squirtle's only good for the first two, as in type competitive wise. So that's why I would pick Bulbasaur. Anyway, so next Pokemon on number 6 is Seviper. Yeah, definitely number 6. So yeah, I picked Seviper because out of him or Arbok, of poison type snake Pokemon, could be wrong that there might be another Pokemon. Just getting number 5 up. So I picked Seviper because if I had a choice between Arbok or Seviper, I would pick Seviper. But in Sun and Moon I found an Ekans and I never really used an Arbok, so I just decided, fine, let's just go with the Arbok. But every other time I'll pick Seviper. Anyway, number 5 is Nidoking. Yes, it seems kind of odd that Nidoking is much higher up than Nidoqueen, but I don't know, I just feel like that Nidoking, not to say that Nidoqueen is bad, or to make any bad jokes in the comments, Nidoking is just one that I quite like, let's say, but I've never actually used a Nidoran, male or female. Actually, I did on the Roblox game, but I never evolved it. I never evolved a male one because I never got one, but I got a female one and evolved that. And for some reason I decided to name it Elizabeth, but that's beside the point. So, oh no, Queen Elizabeth. Fun. Kidding. Well, anyway. So, number 4 is Dustox. Oh, there you go. Dustox! Dustox! I'll do the other 6. But yeah, I picked Dustox because I quite like Dustox. Poison type's one of my favourite Pokemon types, so it's no surprise that I have nothing to say with any of these characters. But yeah, it's fun doing the voices. Nidoking. Nidoqueen, I'm not sure how that one goes. I can't remember if it goes or something like that. Scolipede, I'm not sure either. Marini sounds weird because I haven't heard Marini's voice in the English anime. I've heard it in the Japanese anime, which is different. Bulbasaur, Seviper. Those two are easy. Anyway, also I just quickly went with Seviper's one, so it's more like Seviper. Anyway, number 3, Crobat. Just because I like Crobat, and yes, I know that I'm not showing my face because I can, but I just like Crobat over all the bats. And now that I'm looking back at this, I really wished I added one of my other favorite poison types, but I didn't. So that poison type will be in my fighting type one. So anyway, number 2, Roserade. Once again, never used a Roserade, but I just think that it's a Pokemon that I quite like. Poison type in that. Now, before I do anything, going to go with the honorable mentions. So, I'll say these in generation. So Gen 1, we have Arbok. Once again, I'll pick Seviper over Arbok. That's why he's in the honorable mentions, because I still like Arbok. Victory Bell, haven't used one. I quite like the design. Weezing, same reason as Victory Bell, just like the design. Muck, I don't remember if I used Muck, but there's a decent design. Number 2, or Gen 2 would be Ariados. And oh, I forgot Tentacle for Gen 1 is Jellyfish. I'm not sure much else to say for that one. Gen 2 is Ariados and Swalot, I think. I like Quillfish in there because let's go Gen 2 and 3. That way it's safe. Ariados just like Ariados after a while. Swallow I just added because it was different, and Quillfish I added because it was different. And in Gen 5 you have Amoonguss, which I added just because I want to. And now that I think about it, I actually have 8 in there somehow. Oh, I know. I have 9? How did I get 9 in there? That's odd. Well, anyway. So, let's just get on with number 1. And number 1, most people really, really dislike. And because of that reason, that's why that Pokemon is number 1. And that Pokemon is, that poison type is Gengar. No, I'm kidding. It's not actually Gengar. This is the correct one. Garbodor! I'm being serious. Garbodor is actually my favorite poison type because it gets so much hate for it. And to be honest, I'm not sure why Garbodor gets that much hate. I guess you could instantly say because it's literally a trash Pokemon. And I mean, yeah, Garbodor is basically a rubbish bag, just ripped. But if you take back that design, if you take back all the hate from Garbodor and just have a Pokemon, because in Gen 5 you have to admit, yes, it was a bad design Pokemon, but it's still a good like of a Pokemon. Because if you had a choice between Muk or Garbodor, however, Trubbish was easier to obtain than, say, Grimer, obviously because it wasn't Muk. Of course that wouldn't happen because Grimer can appear more than Trubbish in the normal game, in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon. But anyway, if you had a choice between Muk or Garbodor, who would you pick? Because I'll guarantee that some of you would pick Muk because in Gen 7 it was a lot more rainbow. However, I'll pick Garbodor because it's a unique Pokemon. But enough with talking about Garbodor. And I was just doing that because someone doesn't want to be on camera and I know where they are. So, anyway, that's enough talking about my top 10 favorite poison type. If your poison type was not in this video, either being on my top 10 favorite list or being in my honorable mentions, I am so sorry for that. Just know that I don't hate all Pokemon, and I know that I just said that only one of them was not fully evolved. I completely forgot that Mareanie has an evolution being Toxapex. So yeah, I meant like Mareanie was the only evolutionary line I knew. So I am sorry that if your Pokemon wasn't here, but just know that if I covered up, say, Bulbasaur, who's in this list, and say that you like Venusaur, just know that I take all of the evolutions of those Pokemon and I pick my favorite of that evolution. So no hate to the pre-evolutions or full-on evolutions of those Pokemon, because the Nurse Viper is basically, it's literally a basic Pokemon. Just know that these are my favorite Pokemon of the poison type, and I don't really know, these are just my favorite, and that's all I can say, honestly. Because, okay, I'm just gonna cut this here. These are my favorite. If you disagree, leave a comment down below. If you agree with any of my picks, or if you think one of them should have been higher or lower, I know Garbodor shouldn't even be on that list, or on the honorable mentions, leave the comment down below. But anyway guys, leave a like, subscribe, click the notification bell so you get notified from a cringy Pokemon video from me, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.